It's November 22nd, 2018, Thanksgiving Day. I just finished my first run with the Altra Lone Peak 4.0 mid RSM, which stands for rain, snow, and mud. And today there was no rain, there was no snow, and I didn't run in mud. But I got them yesterday and I wanted to start using them. These shoes, you can read all the specs on the Altra website, but I wanted to just add to a video I made earlier during the run itself. First of all, very comfortable, doesn't need any break-ins. It's actually a boot design, and I haven't used these at all. I've been running for almost over 8 years now, around 8 years, 7 miles each run around 1,000 miles a year or so, sometimes less, sometimes more, depending on my schedule. And so these are light, they're comfortable and minimal. So what I've been looking for was specifically a minimal running boot for winter that will be in not extreme conditions on mountains or whatever exotic trails people are running on. I just run by Lake Michigan trail, and there's nothing complicated about it other than it can get snowy, icy, and I was just looking for shoes which have very good grip, and these obviously look like they do, although I couldn't test it today. So for me, comfort, I'm a 7.5. And in the winter, I use socks. And you can see here, another thing I found that helps me at least, my feet get freezing, my toes freeze in the winter, and so I started using those toe warmers. They're fantastic. And you see I put them on top. It's great. So very, very thin socks, but still. So I ordered the 8, and the 8 are good. And so I hope these shoes will work. They will be replacing these Merrells. These are, they served me for the past 2 winters and a few weeks this winter. And again, because my concern is primarily about grip and I don't want to fall in snow and ice conditions, I wanted to get something with a better sole. But you can see this shoe, which I've been running with for around 700 or more miles over these winters. So I've used them only primarily in winter. These are Gore-Tex All-Out Crush Shield, which Merrell doesn't do anymore. And they hold up well. But of course, there's the normal wear and tear. Normally, during the year, I use these. These are also Merrell, so I love Merrell, but Merrell, you are not making winter minimal running boots. So please make them, because I would have loved to get them, but you don't make them. And I tried the Moab 2 Gore-Tex, but they just didn't feel good for running. So these I use, and I ran with these for, I don't know, well over 1,500 miles for sure. I use them for running, for walking, for everywhere. I don't change my shoes very often because I don't think it's necessary, in particularly, but obviously not in ice and snow. So I'll be back with more videos. Again, the whole motivation for doing this video has to do with frustration of looking all over the web for people who are reviewing shoes, actually running with them and sharing their experiences. So just to end, I'm 7.5, normal foot, have no, normally 7.5 is the right fit for me. In fact, the Merrells are 7.5 both. But this one that I use in winter, I should have gotten probably an 8 because it felt tight, a little bit tight. So I got an 8 for these Altras. And again, for me, minimal is important. Not barefoot, but minimal. You can find the difference on the web. And again, I'm not going to talk about the property of this shoe these specs you'll find on the website.